What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Flipped Lifestyle Podcast. It is great to be back with you again today. Super excited to talk to another member of the Flip Your Life community. Our guest today is Jennifer Dixon. Hey, Jennifer, how you doing?
Hey, guys. Doing well. Thanks for having me.
Welcome back, Jennifer. We're excited to talk to you today about a lot of different things, actually. But we will start out with kind of what's been happening with as far as just the world's events right now and see how they are affecting everyone.
So basically, we're recording this under lockdown. We are actually recording this during the coronavirus pandemic, during the COVID-19 outbreak. Most states are being shut down right now. Jocelyn and I are in Kentucky. We are under complete lockdown. Most businesses are closed, especially all the brick and mortar customer facing businesses where people can gather in crowds like gyms and things like that. I know Jennifer is in Chattanooga. Everything's shut down there. So if you're listening to this later when the country opens up, that's kind of what's happening right now. So Jennifer, you have a really interesting story of how your online business made a tremendous impact on your brick and mortar business. So tell us a little bit about you and your background first. Tell us what you do in the real world. And then tell us a little bit about how it affected your business when the coronavirus started and all of the state governments started shutting down businesses like your studio.
Sure. So last year, it was almost a year ago, right, guys, that you guys had me on. You've been helping me grow my online membership. I have a yoga studio in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And I guess is this year 2 or 3? I can't remember. I've been with you guys for at least 2 years, maybe 3 years. You guys have been helping me and helping me put the stuff in place to build an online membership. So I had the platform. I'd been slowly but surely, like one video a week, uploading into my membership, a video being my type of yoga, which is very physical based. I have a hurt back, so I can't do the running and all the other crazy stuff I used to. So I found yoga, and I figured if I like this kind of yoga, maybe not everybody, but at least 100 or 1,000 people will like my kind of style. So I was creating the membership, and you guys have been helping me do that, like I said, for the last couple of years. And this year, the COVID-19 crisis hit us. And I could tell a difference. I could tell a difference in the studio. Actually, before March, I started noticing the numbers, because this is a cyclical business. Fitness is very cyclical. And January is like that's our money month, and that's when we, make hay while the sun's shining, right? And January, our area had a bad flu come through.
It may not have been the flu at this point. Who knows? It could have been the coronavirus.
Exactly. That happened. That hit. There for 2.5, 3 weeks at the studio, either the teachers or half the people that were coming, they were all sick. So we had just started recovering from this sickness. And when the virus hit, and so March happened, and I started noticing the numbers going down, and I knew we were going to get shut down. So it was just a matter of time.
So you've got a yoga studio. It's like a gym. You got a bunch of people that join. You've got instructors that you pay for classes. You've got, dozens of people coming in and doing these high intensity yoga, Jennifer Dixon style yoga classes.
Not all of them are my style.
That's right. I don't think anyone, there's not many people that can handle your style. You know what I'm saying? Because you're killing it. But so basically at this point, if the government closes you, then you don't make money. All right? Because people can't come in to do yoga classes, correct?
Correct. In fact, 2 weeks before we closed down, another competitor closed down. Just completely closed down. The week before,
out of business?
No, just said.
Oh, I see. We're shutting it down ourselves
before we were told to. And then the week before we did there's like three and a half main studios in town, and we're one of them. And I waited until I was told to close down, whereas everybody else kind of preemptively closed down. And while they were closing down, because of you guys have helped me get this membership. I had the membership already. I had all of the equipment in place. I started streaming a select amount of my classes because I noticed that people were self-quarantining, and I wanted to keep my studio model is very much membership based. That's why I loved you guys, because I feel like the class pass is the kiss of death for gyms. Like it just is. You get a whole bunch of money right here and there, and then people have XYZ, and sometimes there's no cancellations, right? So you have this accounts receivable, open-ended accounts receivable, and no more money coming in. So I have relied heavily on promoting monthly memberships, which is again why what you guys teach resonated with me. So I had a good membership base inside the studio. I noticed there were a lot of self-quarantining, so I started streaming classes, not the full schedule, but several of the classes the week before we closed. And so we got closed down March 19th, 2020, for whenever this podcast. And it was the night before. I had already talked to my main desk girls that were helping me. And I was like, I'm pretty sure we're going to be closed down in the next few days. I don't know how many hours we'll have, but we're going to have some work for you. I knew it was coming, you know what I mean? And so Thursday morning, we had a class going on. It was our 10 o'clock class. The mayor emailed the notice that we had to be closed. So I let that class finish, and I'm going to try really hard not to get emotional. This has been, especially in light of what just happened a few days ago.
Let me tell you something. When me and Jennifer were talking about this the other day on a Zoom call, and we both started just bawling and crying. So I'm probably going to get emotional. So don't worry, I'll out cry you.
Okay,
it'll be okay.
I've been on the verge of tears basically for the past month. So during that class, the mayor closed us down, and I started writing an email to my clients to let them know that the studio, the business, the brick and mortar where they came to practice was going to be closing, but we would still be offering our entire membership, our entire lineup, our entire class schedule, if you will. We'd be offering that remotely via Zoom, because I'd already been doing that, you know, like I'd already had my higher end membership where it was one-on-one, something that you guys had suggested at Flip Your Life Live. I'd already been putting those frameworks in place, working with people on Zoom, having the infrastructure in place. And so we got closed down. I wrote an email. It was I'm struggling with words. I was very purposeful in everything. And I'm also a very open book. You guys probably already know that. And any of my followers know that. Like I'm probably one of those oversharers. I mean, I'm not going to like dry my clothes in my front yard, but you guys, I'm an open book, you know? And I was very honest in the email, and I was very vulnerable. I'm still scared out of my wits. I'm just one of how many hundreds of thousands of small business owners out there that have been told you can't operate business, you know, like this is in several ways, it's mind boggling to me, and it's very scary and so very uncomfortable. And we can get into faith stuff, but anyway, so that email, I was vulnerable. I put a picture of my family, right in the very front, because it is a family owned business. My husband is in there once or twice a week when we're open. He's helping me so I can be home working on the online stuff. My kids come into the studio. Like this isn't just a side hustle for me. And a lot of yoga studios they're just, you know, like pet projects. This is our livelihood. And I was just very real about how scary it was. And that class ended at 11. The very next class was streamed live. We just didn't have the teacher came into the studio, because at that point the teachers could still come in. And so the teacher just came in. I hooked her up to the good mic, because again, we had the equipment, and we didn't miss any time. Whereas the rest of the studios here in town, they were just stuck in the water. They talked about pausing their memberships and all that kind of stuff. And in my email, I was very pointed. I said, please don't pause your membership. You still have access to the same great teachers, the same schedule. In fact, now that we're not limited to a classroom size, we can add to the schedule and we can add classes. And I was just very pointed about not canceling their membership. And I was very lucky. And honestly, like within 30 minutes of that email going out, I got emails from clients that I was shocked. I was sure that they were going to cancel. I was sure they were going to cancel. And I got emails from clients saying, we're all in this together. We're with you. We're with you. And I just, like, I'm getting teary-eyed thinking about it.
I bet you that most gyms who don't, like everything you just said was amazing, and I'm crying right now. I don't know if you like. I've got the touch up on Zoom, so my face looks better, and it's high, and it's like kind of blending out my tears. You know what I mean? But like, it's just amazing because everything you said is exactly what we always talk about a membership. It's like, okay, we have to serve them. How do you serve them? It's either with a content path or like your yoga studio. That's your content path, and then like, you're going live to provide community. You're showing up and leading. Everybody's freaking scared. Like, some of those people will be back. Maybe they lost their job. Who knows? You know what I mean? And,
Exactly.
but like, imagine if you hadn't have had the online component and you weren't working on this membership, you would have been stuck just like every other gym, every other studio. You know?
I think this has really been sneaking up on most people. You know, most people weren't prepared. And there are a lot of people out there who just had to close their doors. Like our gym that we go to, it is locally owned, and they're just not charging anyone.
Yeah,
so
they had to turn off and this is a huge gym. Like, we're talking probably, this is like a massive, like 40,000
it has
square
like
foot
a
facility.
big pool.
Yeah, like I mean, it's probably a $30,000 to $40,000 a month gym membership, and it probably costs $10,000 to keep the doors open,
if not more.
You know, but they're stuck. They're done. They're closed. And you said something that I want to kind of call you out on there. You said we were really lucky, and we can talk about that with the COVID-19, with the tornado, which I do want to talk about because this story it gets more insane as we go. But like, you weren't lucky. You made choices, and you were prepared, and I want to say something too. Like, you've been building this membership, and your membership itself online has not took off
the way
yet,
that you would like it to.
the way you would like it to, but you kept going. You never quit. You kept building. You kept learning. And I remember, Jennifer, me and you had a conversation about going live, and I went back and forth with you so much about, well, I don't have the right lighting, and I don't have the right room. And what if no one hears me on the microphone? And I'm like, just do yoga in front of your phone. Like, come on, you got to start somewhere. You'll figure all that out.
Stop making it so hard.
Yeah. And like, I remember these conversations with you, and like, you did figure it out. You didn't let the technology beat you. You didn't do it. Like, right now, you've got great lighting. You're on camera. I can hear you. Like, I watch your videos. We're Facebook friends. I see you all the time, like, doing yoga. I love your videos. They're hilarious, and they're awesome, and they're fun. And like, but like 2 years ago, if you could have told me, oh yeah, man, Jennifer's going to stick with it, she's going to go through it, when you first started, I'd be like, oh, I don't know, man. She's like, really, like, I can't do this. But you found a way, and when you needed it, it wasn't like what you thought, but it was exactly what had to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It was not at all like what I thought. It was not at all. And what we did when we did close down is I opened up the online membership to all of my current members, because before it was just for the unlimited members. So I opened it up to everybody as an incentive to keep them. And I also opened it up to my class pass holders. The members have overwhelmingly taken advantage of it. The class pass, not as much. And it was the infrastructure that I know was very unusual, at least in my area. And it was the planning, the very strategic, continuing that grind, like you said, that enabled me to be like, all right, the writing's on the wall. We're about to have to close down. I can't lose this membership money. Let's do it. And I wouldn't be able to do it if it wasn't for my team. I have like 27, I believe, teachers, and almost every single one of them has been like, what do you need? What do you need? How can I help you? And I'm talking like everybody from like the 20-something-year-old to the 70-something-year-old. They're all learning the technology. They're all like, how can we help? We want to keep this studio here.
But you're teaching them the technology, right? You're telling them, like, you Zoom, do this, do like, it's you leading this effort. And it makes me laugh, because I remember that conversation one day. You go, I don't even know how to turn the camera on or how to do the microphone. And now you have put the effort in to be the leader.
And you're teaching other people.
And you're teaching other people in your studio how to do this. And you basically created a virtual membership for all of your actual physical brick and mortar yoga members. Like, that's amazing.
We turned it on like that. It was it was not how I planned, but what's that saying? Man makes plans and God laughs.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Like he was preparing you for something that you didn't even imagine.
But I would even say there's
Right.
more something to that. Like there's another, is it Ruth who became the queen? And her uncle said to her, in the, I might be getting this wrong.
Oh, that's
Pardon me.
Esther.
Esther. It's
Yeah.
Esther. I don't know why I was thinking Ruth, but like in the Bible, there's a story about Esther who was a Jew, and the king fell in love with her and married her, but the king was not a Jew. But the people were starving. Something bad was going on. Everything was happening, and her uncle, I think it was her uncle, said to her, you know, maybe this is why God made you queen. Maybe this is why your path led to this place, was because he knew this was going to happen. And like, maybe in some weird way, like, yes, it is, you want to expand. It is, you want to be successful, but like, maybe that grind over the past couple years is because this isn't a surprise to God, what's happened in this world right now. It's happened before, it'll happen again, and it's happening now. And like, maybe he knew that not only would you need to save your business, but you would need to lead all of these people, and you would need to be in houses with people when they couldn't leave their house, so that they could still stay healthy, they could still stay fit, they could still be, where they are, and not be alone. Like, God, I bet it's a great day for those people every day when they get to log into one of these classes, and they've been alone all day, and they can't get within 6 feet of anybody, and they're having fun, and they're still getting to do at least their yoga
getting
practice.
Some normal back.
Yeah.
It's like I used to go to yoga on Tuesday night. I can still go to yoga on Tuesday night. It's not exactly the same, but I'm still there.
And if you hadn't have chosen to grind and learn what you had to learn to become the leader, then you wouldn't be leading these people right now. So it's just amazing. It's just an incredible story of perseverance. One, I know that 5 years from now, you're going to look back at this moment, as scary and hard as it is, and realize that was the turning point in your online game, because it's going to make something big happen. You now know you can lead hundreds of people in a community, right? Online. It's just finding those people, and the sky is the limit now. Like this too shall pass. This is all going to end eventually, but your core structure of your business is intact. Your DNA as a business is still there, and your membership lives and breathes online now. Your yoga studio is out there for the whole world, and people will learn about it.
That's what I hope.
Amazing. Tell me now. Hold on. So coronavirus pandemic, and then a tornado hit like 10 feet from your studio.
Yeah. So like it actually, the tornado wasn't here, but we got really strong winds even here. And so people are joking about a coronavirus bingo card. And I think that we have at least 3 squares.
It's an apocalypse bingo card.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you got pandemic, you got tornadoes,
power
locusts.
outage.
There's actually a locust swarm in Africa taking over like all of East Africa right now. What is going on?
It snowed in April. Like that doesn't happen in Kentucky. It snowed in April.
Yeah, right. So all right. So you finally stabilize, and you're like, okay, my business didn't quit. We're making pretty much the same money.
Everything's going great.
Everything's going smooth. And then what's that over the hill? Like, what happened?
Bingo. We had a tornado, an E3 tornado, run through our town Easter night. We had just finished our nightly Thrive yoga group check-in. Judson and we were chatting, everybody. I mean, we were worried about the storm because the news was like, oh, it's a storm possibility. But we get kind of like strong storm warnings all the time where we are. And I noticed my husband was really worried, but I'm just convinced that I have, like, God's just kind of set like his peace on me through all this, because I've melted down so many times. And Sunday night we had a tornado come through our area. Thank God nothing happened to our house. The studio, it made national news. 100 and not even 150 feet from the studio, 2 businesses were completely leveled. And an auto parts store, which was, if you're looking out my front door to the left, my husband could throw a rock that far. I can't, because I throw like a girl. To the right was a barbecue joint connected to a Goodwill, completely gone, just rubble. And it was in the middle of the night, and my husband, I'm sure you'd be just like this, Shane. He's like, I'm going. Because we heard that a tornado might have been in East Brainerd. And I was like, no. And At like 1:30 or so, he tried to go and he couldn't get there. The trees were down, the power was out. It was still raining, but the tornado had passed. So he came back, and then about 2:30, somebody, my phone was going crazy that night. I was texting all of my teachers that I knew were in East Brainerd to make sure they were okay. Because if my teachers weren't okay, we were going to get up. I didn't know how, but we were going to get them. All of my teachers, thank God, were okay. A couple of them did sustain a lot of damage to their homes. We got a text message 2 or 2:30 saying the studio was gone. And
so you thought it got hit at 2:30 in the morning? You were like, everything's gone in this area. Your studio is destroyed. So you actually thought this happened, right?
Yeah, we got multiple. Even on the news, they were like, the auto parts store is gone. All the buildings around it are gone. So Judson's like, that's it. I'm going. You can't, like, I'm not staying here. You can't make me stay. And we put all the babies in the bed with me. And he's like, you stay here. And he knows the area. He knows the area a lot better than me. So he got there with different back roads or whatever. And he called and he was like, Jennifer, your building's fine. We lost a couple of windows. Our smaller room is going to be a loss from a yoga perspective because the glass blew in everywhere and we have special flooring, special equipment. So that's a loss. But just 150 feet on one side, 200 on the other, the buildings were gone. And the next morning when we went, and this is the part that that's why I'm convinced that there's a reason why we're here. Like you said, such a time as this, that story of Esther has been big. I've been reading it and studying it. And like, God, what is this time? When we got there at 9:30, on both sides of my building, there's, I guess on the west side, buildings completely they're just gone. On the east side, not even 50 feet away from me, roofs completely gone, just off, holes in the roof. Outside of my door, like 15 feet, a tree is uprooted, just completely uprooted. If you look at an aerial shot of my building, and this is where I start to feel guilty, like, why was I so lucky? An aerial shot of my building, my unit is the only one that still has a roof on it. The units on the far side, there's 5 units. They had standing water in theirs. And if there would have been standing water in my unit, like that would have been like all of my floor, all of the equipment would have been, it was a miracle. That's all I can say. And I hate saying it's a miracle because, I have 2 teachers that have took, so much damage, and there's so many people that lost entire homes. And so how did I get so lucky? I have no idea. But if you look at an aerial shot of my building, mine is the only one with the roof mostly intact. We had some water come in. My brother-in-law's a roofer, so he's going over there and patching it today. So, because we're expecting rain, so no more water damage comes in from the roof. But I'm convinced that God put himself an angel right there. It was like, y'all, either side. This business has a point, and I don't know what it is.
But look at all the people that you lead and take care of, and like, you had to survive it, because without you, all those teachers don't have a place to teach. All those members don't have comfort in their homes right now, and like, and like, don't feel guilty. It's just take advantage of the opportunity that you've been given to move forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know right now, like, hundreds, if not thousands of people around the country can't go to their yoga studio and would love to tune into your classes. Like you have this amazing opportunity, and take advantage is not the right word. I don't mean like that. I mean, like just use it. Like, that's what you're supposed to do. Don't freeze. Don't feel guilty. Go and just serve and do the things that you're already doing. And it will all be worth it. It will all be, it'll be exactly what you were supposed to do.
There was a reason for it. There's a reason for everything. So, don't feel guilty about it. Just be thankful, and
very thankful.
Yeah. Keep
moving forward. You're going to become, I know I'm going to put a lot of weight on you here, right? But like, you're already the anchor for your entire yoga community. You are the anchor. You're what's holding them together. It's not that they're just choosing to stay and they like yoga. It's like you're the reason that they're having happiness right now. And you are now going to become the anchor in the rebuilding of that area. Like, your studio is going to be the anchor that brings people back to that area when it rebuilds. You just have to do that. You know what I mean? And man, I tell you what, you've been through the ringer, girl. I mean, it's been a rough March and April down there. And but I just want to let you know we're proud of you, like, so much. Like, to see what you've accomplished and what you've done and what I know you're going to do next. Like, it's like, we're proud of you. We're praying for you. And I believe those people are very lucky to have you, because a lot of gym owners, a lot of communities don't have a Jennifer Dixon right now, and they really need them. So you should be proud of yourself too.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. All right. Now, hold on. Now, let's talk about next, because we've already talked about what just happened, and it's been chaos. Okay, but you now know how to lead hundreds of members in an online yoga studio.
And things have been happening. I know that just from reading your posts in the community and, just from talking to you personally, that things are happening as far as your online business goes. Can you talk about that just a little bit?
Yeah, we have, as part of the COVID crisis, and I recognize that people's lives have been uprooted and people have lost jobs. We have over 30 classes every single week that they're all being recorded on Zoom. The better recordings, because not all of the recordings are awesome. We're saving them all, and they're all going into the membership, but the better of them we are releasing. It was just going to be 4 a week, because we also do a vlog, which is now a podcast. So that was going to be Monday through Friday. I was wanting to release content. So as of last night, I just was like, we're scheduled out through the end of July now with content, and I still have a backlog of things I have to edit. So now we're just going to do one a day. We recently went, before the COVID crisis, I've been building that darn YouTube channel. Oh my God, YouTube. It drives me bananas. I've been putting stuff out there so much for years now. And before the COVID crisis, we were hovering around 330. I was all excited. We got to 330 subscribers. And was it last week? Days are all running together. One of my teachers who was furloughed, who's been an angel, has started helping me to edit the videos, get me caught up, because I was just at my wit's end. I mean, that's a lot of content to edit and fix, and that's only so much of me. And she was, Jennifer, did you realize that we had 485 subscribers? And I was like, what? No way. Because the last that I had looked, because I've just been throwing stuff up there and just publishing. I hadn't been, when you get your nose down and you just work, it's sometimes like the hound dog. You don't see everything going on around you. I'm just going for whatever it is. And I was like, what? She goes, you should do a post to try to get to 500 today. And she's like, I know you're busy. And at the time it was humorous timing, because I was scheduling out posts, and I was like, oh, no big deal. And so I did. And that day we got to 503 subscribers on YouTube. Woohoo!
That's awesome.
So
that's
I'm
amazing.
very excited. I'm very excited about that, because that's, for those of you that don't know the YouTube, I guess, environment, you have to have 1,000 subscribers in order to monetize your channel.
Yeah.
Something that we got before all this happened, something that's been amazing about our YouTube channel, is people get very excited if they've got like a 3-minute average watch time or a 5-minute. We had, with just 300 people, we had every month well over 6,000 watch hours.
Wow.
Which meant we don't have many subscribers,
but people are watching it. Yes.
Exactly. And almost all of our videos have amazing watch time, even now, even though we're cranking out so many. And I believe it's because we have good content. Like, no, the microphones aren't the best on Zoom, and no, like my lighting, even now I can see, like, I'm learning how to make it better, but for good stuff, people will hang around and they'll watch and they'll listen. And we were able to get a personalized video, personalized channel, I guess, a month before we got closed down, because our watch hours were just so great. We were able, so now the YouTube channel is Thrive Yoga and Wellness. Instead of XYZ13 whatever, we have our own personal channel, and we were able to do that before 1,000 subscribers, and I thought that was a huge success.
That's a huge success. And like, I know you have to wait for monetization on your YouTube channel, but like, you can monetize your online membership. Are you promoting it on there on every video? Are y'all promoting what you do online?
We are. And when the COVID crisis hit, I also started putting like, if you want to submit a love donation, you can do that via PayPal, for those that are finding us, because we do have, if 50 people watch it, half of them or maybe a little bit more are subscribers, the rest are people finding us.
Yes.
And so I'm adding, like, every video I try to point them to Thrive Online, which is our membership. And then since the COVID crisis has happened, I've been also putting in a sentence, like, if you'd like to do a love donation, you can do that here to help us, continue to pay the rent, or to continue to pay for, fixed costs while we're closed.
Or,
so
or even putting more videos on YouTube to serve you. You know what I mean? Like, that's why that costs money too, right?
I need to phrase it like that. I think I've said, if you'd love this content and would like to ensure that we can continue providing it.
Exactly.
I've said stuff like, and I try not to say the exact same thing every now and then, but here lately, there's just been so much. It's like Control C, Control V.
Yes, exactly.
For certain things, because it's just been a lot.
Have you guys been posting any personalized videos, like a day in the life of Jennifer, or like a couple of things about me? Maybe do some of your other instructors, like instructor of the week, that type thing. I think some of that get to know you stuff can be really powerful.
Also, too, like, you now have dozens and dozens and dozens of people who have taken your online courses. You know what I'm saying? Like, those members in the brick and mortar business are now members of your online community. In fact, this is probably going to continue, I would say, you doing your online classes for people that can't come to the studio. Not all of them afterwards. I think it might be a great value add just to leave in your membership. Because, like, what if I'm on the road and I'm on a business trip, but man, I miss my yoga studio.
Or maybe you have Jennifer, a tier,
you know?
You have a live only, or you have a live plus.
Yeah, like $10 more a month and you get all the live classes too. But, like, have you started reaching out and getting testimonials about the online component only for your marketing?
I haven't. That's not a bad idea. We have some comments, because with Kajabi, I know you guys like Kajabi. Inside Kajabi, people can leave comments, and we've gotten, I shouldn't say lots, a handful of comments. Most people aren't commenting. But I can definitely add that to my list.
She's reaching for a notebook right now. We're on camera. If you're not watching it, we air these on YouTube too. If you want to go check out our YouTube channel, flippedlifestyle.com/YouTube, and you'll be able to go to our YouTube channel and check this the video of this out. But, like, you have to ask for testimonials. Like, the other day I was making a new sales page for my Membership Masters newsletter, and I was like, man, I need video testimonials. I had a ton of text, like emails and Facebook comments and all that. So I pulled up everyone who had ever subscribed, even if they had canceled. And what's funny is one of the testimonials came from somebody that actually canceled because something happened and they had to cancel. And they're like, I'm coming back eventually, but here's my testimonial. And but, like, I sent this out, and within 15 minutes, I had 4 video testimonials. I'm like, there we go. And I built the new sales page. So, like, and these people are so, like, hot right now. I'll tell you what you should do. Here's what you should do. On those live calls, do you do them on Zoom or do you do them like Facebook Live?
Just Facebook Live.
Do a special Zoom hangout, okay? Send it to all of your members, put it on Facebook, promote it for 2 or 3 days on Facebook, do a live and be like, we're going to do a Zoom call. We're going to go Zoom call, and make it where we can see. You want everybody to see each other's faces. That's how you're presenting it. You know what I'm saying? And then say, we're going to talk about, tell them you want to get feedback on how to make the online better.
What do you want to see in the future?
So basically, go through each person, right? Like, say 30 of your members show up, right? Just go through them all. Just sit there for a couple hours with them and say, hey, Teresa, how you doing? Oh, it's so good to see you. I miss you. I can't wait till we get to see each other in person again. And then have a series of questions, a series of prompts, okay? And just say, what do you love about all of the online classes? And then they'll say, oh, I love that I get to do this at home in my pajamas, right? Or I love that I can do this, and interview them for about 3 questions apiece. What do you love about it? Why are online classes so cool? Whatever, we can come up with the questions. We'll talk about it. But a 3-question testimonial interview. But the last question can be not part of the testimonial. It can be, hey, what would you like to see us do in our online classes to make them better for you or make them support you more or whatever? So you go talk to about 20 people. You get to connect with your community, right? You get to see each other's faces, right? Because that's going to help everybody right now. And what you do then is you edit their answers. You take the questions out and you edit those snippets into testimonial videos. So you could have 30 people say how much they love it. You'll get 2 or 3 minutes from each person. You could put together a 15-minute montage of testimonials for your sales page, or just a couple clips that you can throw on Instagram and use for on your YouTube channel. Like you could put one of those comments, like I love Thrive Wellness Online because I get to do it at home. Like you could throw that before your YouTube video, and then you got a testimonial, a YouTube video, a pitch, like every single video. And it would take you 2 hours, and you'd have 20 video testimonials that way. You know what I mean?
Yep. We've done a Zoom one once. It was hilarious. We called it the Thrive Happy Hour, and I guess we had about 15 at one point, and they got to meet our baby chickens. I brought baby chickens inside my house.
Do that again.
Yes.
And hold the baby chickens while they're interviewing, and they'll smile.
Yes.
Whatever.
Those types of things, they make people feel like they know you more. It's just like if you're watching this on video right now, our kid just ran through the background a few minutes
I don't know if you saw that, Jennifer. Did you see Anna Jo walk in the door? Yeah. Well, I was like, she looked over at me. She got off camera and she looked over at me and goes, and just ran out. I don't know if she knew we were podcasting or not, but quarantine life, got that quarantine life going on.
And people just, they relate to you so much more, and that makes them want to follow what you do and share what you do and all those types of things.
And sometimes, like, we're probably, when we recorded this, which I'm actually going to release this one pretty fast. So this is coming out this month. Okay. But like, when this is all over is uncertain. Like, we don't know if nothing's going to be normal for the next 3 months. I mean, even if they start rolling open things, right? Like each state's going to have their own thing.
We're not going to flip a light switch.
You're not going to flip a light switch and everybody will be back to normal. You know what I mean? And sometimes in your business, there's I don't want to say a holding pattern, because that sounds like you're not doing anything, but it's like consolidating your gains, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is a wonderful time right now to build a massive amount of equity into your online business. Like your YouTube channel is growing. Double down on that. And in 3 months, when this is over, pretty much, you'll have 2,000, 3,000 subscribers. And when all this is over, your Facebook videos will be watched more, and your Instagram lives and all that. And like, you're building a base of audience now that you're going to be able to push. I would do as much lead capture as possible, I think, right in this moment, and not a ton of selling. We always want to sell. You're going to ask people to join, but like all these new YouTube subscribers, like, tell them to opt in for a free yoga kit or something, a fitness kit or something, like, or
whatever opt-in
bonuses you've got. Like do something with your, on your website, do something on your Facebook lives, like give people more things for free or something like that, or like open one class a day to the public if they opt in. You know what I mean? Like like we were talking off air about running some Facebook ads locally. Like that would probably maybe what I would do. I wouldn't ask people necessarily to join, I don't think. I would say, hey, we want to serve the Chattanooga community. So we're going to open one free class a day, and you do it at whatever your 6 o'clock class is or something. You know what I mean? Or maybe your morning class, start your day with Thrive Yoga and Wellness. But they have to opt in to be able to get to that. So I don't know if you would set up a free trial or not. I don't know what you would do there. But like, you see what I'm saying? Like, get as many leads locally and, everywhere as you can get. And maybe you come out of this with 1,000 emails, right? And then that 1,000 emails turns into 50 to 100 members down the road. Okay. But the attention you're getting right now is going to be really powerful if you can turn it into an email list that you can follow up with in the future. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I see you writing. She's got head down, pencils moving. Right. I'm recording this, Jennifer. You know that, right?
I do better. There's many senses into it as possible. I do better with memory.
Yes.
Yeah, I think with Zoom, you can have the option to have them sign on, and they have to put a name and a password.
Yes, and I'm pretty sure that I think Zoom connects. Zoom might zap your to Kajabi, where they'll just go straight into your email list, and then you can write a follow-up sequence to get them to join. Like that's the path.
For your local people, you could even do some type of contest, like if you invite your friends to the free class, if they come and say that you recommended them, I'm going to give away a yoga mat or whatever. There's things that you can do right now where people are sitting in front of their computer all the time, and just take advantage of that.
Do you here's a great way to do prizes like that too, to make it simpler. So what? So let's I don't know if you sell equipment. in your
We have
studio?
clothes and stuff.
Yeah.
We've done some challenges, and I've given away. Actually, we had a company donate some stuff to give away for a challenge.
Killer.
So we've been doing that to the folks that are inside the group.
So what you could do is say anyone who signs up for a free class, you're registered for a free yoga mat. Okay. But here's how you deliver that without having to mess with anything. So let's say every week you do a drawing on the Sunday class or something or whatever, the Monday class, whatever it is. So you say, Eric Smith, you won the yoga mat this week, and they have
or
to be
the $25 gift certificate for clothing or whatever it is.
Present to win, right? But all you got to do is send them an email, go buy a $20 Amazon gift card, give them the gift card, and then send them a yoga mat that you recommend from Amazon. You see what I'm saying? And that way you don't have to actually physically deliver anything. You just email them a gift card and a yoga mat. And if they spend it on something else, it's on them. But you gave them the money to buy a free yoga mat. You see what I'm saying? But that $25 that you could have spent on something else maybe get you 25, 30 leads, right? Because everybody wants to win like the yoga mat or something.
Yeah,
like
and
that.
you can do it for anybody who shows up. I mean, there's different ways that you could do things, but it's just a really good time for incentives like that right now.
Another thing that I would do too is I haven't told Jocelyn this, but I've been thinking about this.
Oh
this
my!
Okay,
those are the like scariest words I can hear.
All right, you ready, Jocelyn?
Never.
Jocelyn, I have an idea. Look at her, she's just shaking her head at me like, "Oh God!" All right. So one thing that I have been thinking about lately is Flip Your Life Live 2021. Okay, so we are not doing Flip Your Life Live in 2020. We had already decided to make it the next year and take a year off this year, and we were going to do some smaller events. One of my smaller events that I was having has been postponed because of the coronavirus pandemic. So that was crazy. But I followed Jennifer's lead, and I turned it into an online mastermind, and I'm going live with them every week for 8 weeks, baby. That's what I'm talking about. And we're still going to meet live whenever they let us actually travel. But I've been thinking about Flip Your Life Live 2021, and Joss and I really want to, we've talked about taking it a different direction. We want to make it bigger and have more people and maybe even make the price like a lot cheaper so that as many people can come as possible. And I was thinking about this yesterday and actually drew out a marketing plan for this. And I want to stop focusing on what's happening now and start thinking about the day when we're all together again, when we get to run up and hug each other and we don't have to worry about, ending up in the hospital, or, we get to go and celebrate and talk to each other and eat together and be in the same room together. And I want to start thinking about that. And that's the direction that I want to take our marketing for Flip Your Life Live 2021. I'm actually thinking about starting to promote it now in the next month or so and starting to say, hey, we can't wait to see you again. This is going to happen, and start telling them what's going to happen at the event. And you could do that right now, with your yoga studio publicly. You can talk about, hey, you need to call the newspaper and you need to say, you need to do a story on me. You know why? Because my yoga studio is still open. This is what I'm doing to survive the crisis. And our yoga community is still around. And you need to call the local news channel and you need to tell them, hey, our community is strong. And when we open again, we're going to be having all these classes again. And this is what it's going to look like. And when we open again, we're going to have a huge party for the entire block of all these people. We're going to have a big fundraiser or something, a big yoga-thon to help all these people where their tornado ripped down their buildings all around us. And when we open again, and that just submits that it is going to happen, and it focuses your community forward. So if you would go and kind of just stop feeling guilty and stop thinking about all these crazy things that have happened right now, because they've happened. It's over, right? You've survived it. And now start looking toward the future and building your marketing around that hope and that togetherness. I think your membership could blow up not only locally, but globally as you do all these other things online. Okay?
I did a little bit of that in my weekly email today. A little bit of that. I did a GIF of Johnny from Sing. You guys have little kids, so I know you guys have seen it. The I'm still standing.
Yeah.
I did a GIF of that, and I was like, this is going to be the studio's theme song for 2020. We're still standing. We're still here. We're still strong. We're volunteering out in the community tomorrow, and we're going to be even stronger when things come up. So I guess I'm doing baby steps of that. But I like the idea of getting more people involved.
Yes, and ramp it up. And you're at the beginning of a movement. And I think that might be what the missing belief is in your online business. Like, I don't think you realize how amazing you really are. And we do, because we've met you and we've seen you and we know your spirit, and your people do. And as soon as you realize how big of a deal you really are, then your online membership is going to become a really, really big deal. And we just want you to do that. Okay. Well, listen, thank you so much. I know this is a hard conversation in some parts, and but like, it's another reason we love our community so much, because every member is just so transparent and they're so giving and open to come tell their stories of failures, of successes, of standing stills and plateaus. And like, this was an epic story of things that could crush a normal person or a normal business, and they did not crush you. And we're just thankful that you came on and told everybody that today. It was awesome.
Thank you for having me and allowing me to share my story.
So until next time, get out there, take action, and do whatever it takes to flip your life. We'll see you then.